I'm a little exhausted right now. I fucking was setting up this phone holder for like 20 minutes trying to pick the right angle, the right lights and shit. It's new episode, second video episode, first solo video, and kind of prepared video. Last one I did with my boy a few weeks ago. Devontae visited him again and shit. I need some coffee right now. It's 10:42 at night. It's just got off work. Did like a 10-hour shift. It was cool. It was easy. Took care of some shit, notes and shit, and updated some notes. Like right now, I'm working on I want to get 6 outfits together for a vintage 90s photography shoot. 6 shoots. I don't know if we're gonna do all 6. And I said my homeboy Joel, who's doing the project with me, 97 demo. I'm not sure if we could do all 6, but I'd like to have it there just as a backup. But I think it'd be good planning to do all 6, maybe 2 sessions, 2 to 3 sessions with a photographer for a few hours, change clothes, do 2-3 different settings and different outfits and wardrobes. Just to get a stack of photos together so we can have, post them as an upcoming promotional material for social media, and then during the release and then after. And just so we can have some good shots. Like I'm searching up for some old clothing. Son of a bitch. Some old clothing, like starter gear. I just got this. I might wear this in one of them. My cousin fucking Paul, he got it off of somebody, and it's an old Rich Gannon jersey. He was on the Raiders quarterback from like 99 to 2004. Dope ass. He's the one I grew up with. Dope ass quarterback. Took it like, this is like after the 70s, I think early 80s. Raiders were, pretty good, from their incarnation from Al Davis and shit like that. And then fucking like the late 90s, early 2000s, they're like reaching that, that pinnacle again. Fucking dope ass quarterback. Took him to the Super Bowl. Fucking lost to the Bucks in 2002. I don't remember the score, but I remember the lead up to it. Fucking had cousins over, 1 or 2 cousins, sitting on the ground with each other, eating some chips and dip, waiting for the game to start. House is all clean. We're getting ready for football, Sunday football, Super Bowl and shit. I haven't thought about this fully in a long time, but yeah, I remember all just prepared for it. It's like cool. Little worried because Gruden, just a few weeks ago, leading up to the Super Bowl, left the Raiders due to some, payment or financial shit, or I forget what specifically, but he ended up going to the Buccaneers weeks before the Super Bowl, and they both met, and fucking we got demolished. And Gannon was out, I think, a week or 2 before leading up to the Super Bowl. And I just remember him, either he was in the booth or just on the sideline. Well, no, later on he's in the booth. I don't know why I was thinking he was in the booth during the Super Bowl. He later became an announcer and shit like that, but I don't know why I was thinking about that. Yeah, so he was on the sideline. I think he fucked up his ankle or ACL or some shit like that. But yeah, it's like a heavy ass authentic. You got that elasticity right here on the shoulders and shit. The stitching's fucking beautiful. It hangs real long on me, which I'm not really used to, but it's dope. It doesn't look too bad on it. I'm a little in white. White makes it look bigger and shit, but it's rocking it pretty well. It's been a cool minute since I'm trying to get back into rhythm. Well, I'm trying to find. I wrote hella questions and statements or things I want to explore. Things I've already talked about to myself, just like trying to break it down. But I thought it might be interesting to share. I don't know if I'm get through all of it in this episode. Honestly, the main reason for doing this right now, the reason I went to a store after work, got the phone. Hold on, let me see. My bad for a second. Okay, cool. I just want to see if it's. Oh, god damn it. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up the video right now. I'm doing video. I'm so stupid. I already mentioned it. It's so weird. Like it feels like I'm learning all over again doing this podcasting. Because before I was just doing it with sounds, now I'm doing it with video, and y'all can see how out of it I'd be. I'd be like a crazy ass nigga, just fucking talking, fucking like. I said this. I said what? Fuck it. The main reason I fucking decided and thought I should record tonight is because I'm not gonna go too into it, but I was probably it was a 50-50 chance that I was gonna kick it with a female, right? I'm not gonna give details or say names and shit, but just going into it, I was kind of I had plans if it fell through or if it didn't. Hit up my boy Josh, for some cool spot. Ever since this pandemic hit, I wasn't the greatest, but at least had a few spots in mind. Everyone has their spots where they're like their go-tos, like nice viewings or nice like little restaurant, truck stop and shit like that. But since this pandemic, I haven't really got out and socialized with people or done late night things or gatherings. Not because I'm scared or because I don't want to. It's just because I assume everyone else don't want to, And it's it sucks. I feel like going out and doing shit, and I'm slowly doing that right now. Cause man, I'm just going work home. Days off. I just got a list of shit to do, and I fill it up fast. And I'm not too harsh on myself if I don't get to something, but I'm not filling my time. The part of my mind, body, and soul that wants to socialize and get together with people and just feed off each other's energy and shit like that. I had a good chance tonight was gonna fall through, and I've been trying to go for this female for not a cool minute, but it's how do you say? There was multiple signs, even though like she seems like one of those chicks that you don't want to take it slow, or just keep trying, I guess, or just keep. It feels like I'm on this like, how do you say? Como se dice? How do you say? I'm like on the edge in terms of like making sure I don't fuck it up, but trying to push a little bit, see like if this is legitimate or not. But I don't know. This last time we kicked it was cool. Got some weird vibes from her, some random weird vibes, but there were some things in it that made me think, okay, maybe I should still try to pursue, but I'm gonna be real sensitive because I don't know if I'm walking a thin line or not. But like something in my gut's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm playing it by ear, type shit. So that brings us to tonight, and just going into it, I had some like skepticism in terms of like, I don't know if I really want to go through with it or not, and I don't know if I'm low key giving myself an out in terms of why I want to self destruct on any improvement, or because I have a hard time with connecting with people, especially. I haven't been strong in terms of relationships with females and shit. Like I have, this is all self-diagnosed and shit like that. Not really, haven't really seen a professional, nothing like that, but just picking it up and noticing the qualities and bad ticks, good things that I have with myself. I have real difficulty with connecting, not just people in generally, but specifically females, in terms of like not expressing myself fully. I was talking to my homegirl, Meets, hella episodes ago. You guys heard her. Well, hopefully I could do another episode with her, but with a visual. And it was just, we were just talking a little bit more in detail. My bad, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's just, I was telling her that as I'm getting older, and the less relationships, the less amount of relationships or quality or length of relationships I have, it's diminishing in terms of my age, like the ratio's off, I'm finding it difficult to actually, I have to find a reason why I should think about having someone in my life to live with, to share a life with. And I was just, the more it doesn't happen, or the more the relationships don't work out, how do you say this? I was telling her, like, I'm not a physical contact kind of person. And so, like, holding hands or holding a female close to me and shit like that, I find no need for it. It's, I know it's weird and it's kind of fucked up. I mean, hopefully you guys understand and try to get what I'm trying to say, but it's just, I've found no need for it. It's kind of on the line where like it feels codependent. Like I didn't need your hand before we got into this. I don't know. It just holding hand. I don't know. It feels useless to me. It does. I know I sound like hella cold hearted, but it's just that's a part I'm trying to work on. Like, okay, that shit matters. It feels foreign to me, but it's just that's something that I know couples, people, and all that enjoy and shit like that. So skip forward. The reason I'm doing this episode right now is because I'm trying to break an old tendency or old habit where if something like this, my bad. My bad. If something fell through, or I had an event coming up, even with a friend, just going out doing something exciting. Like I said, I haven't really been doing shit. So a kick it sounded nice, but then, god damn it, whenever I speak long and haven't done in a while, it's like the need to burp fucking happens. Yeah, so I decided what I want to do, instead of just call it a night and go back to the work home habit ordeal. I wanted to find a benefit. So like, right, I wanted to find a benefit to this situation right now. Whereas before, years ago, for sure, years ago, this kind of would have gone at me like a little tick in my mind. Um, not not because it didn't happen. I mean, if it didn't happen, it's cool. It's just I put so much value on whether. I still kind of do it to this day. I'm sure you guys kind of understand, but I put value on myself if someone wants to kick it with me or not. It's just and I know sometimes I don't hit up people, and I'm sure I don't know if they do or don't, but I'm sure they might feel some type of way, like, oh, this nigga don't want to kick it all the time and shit like that. And I know everyone's got lives, and I end up doing the same thing that they're doing. But all of a sudden when it happens to me, I get my feelings. So I'm trying to fix all that shit. But since I have this platform that I'm slowly trying to grow and self articulate, I feel like I'm trying to put words together that don't fit together. I'm trying to articulate exactly how I feel and trying to re-examine why I'm thinking this way and I'm trying to fix it. So that's why I'm recording right now. I feel like expressing myself right now, just going through this my thinking patterns right now, because I know before I would have gone mentally, a little bit emotionally, gone down the dark path, whereas to where I would self evaluate and determine that my worth was worthless, and that the other person would always have something better to do. See, my thing is what's been sitting in my mind lately, this last few months, is that I think I have a not a problem, but I have a problem in thinking that no one wants to be around me for a long period of time. And this is like some childhood trauma shit, but I think that I'm only great to be around in short bursts of time. Because I don't know if it's something because I'm able to control it. Like, I'm only here for this amount of time. I'm only with them for this amount of time. So let me put my best foot forward. Let me be my best version. And I could be funny. I could be, well, I mean, I'm not hella funny, but I could be cool to be around and shit. But in terms of like longevity, I feel like no one really likes having me around. And this is, like I said, who the fuck? Okay. I swear to God, guys, I'm not tripping. There's always some nigga that sees me do, some female, some dude always sees me doing something. They want to come a little bit closer and take a look. But what I was trying to say was that, so some childhood shit where I knew, growing up, my brother had his dad, and we lived with his dad for majority of my life. And it always felt like I was an added thing that he necessarily didn't want to be around. And I understand, like being quote unquote stepdad and shit like that. You're taking on another fucking female's kid from another nigga, especially, a nigga who did drugs and shit like that. And I was overweight, and I was sensitive emotionally, Yeah, no, I was always searching for, it starts with A, I think. It starts with the fucking, I was just searching, no, it starts with a V. I was searching for validation constantly, and, you know, visiting. We'd have these times where my brother, since I was the older brother, I'd go with him to his dad's house where his dad's wife, I don't think they were divorced legally, but with his wife, and then my brother's sister, and my brother's dad's daughter. So I always felt like I was an add-on, a plus one. Like, I was there for my brother's moral support, or just so he didn't feel weird and like attending that shit alone. So I always, growing up, I always knew that I wasn't really, it's fucked up to say, but I wasn't really wanted. And that comes into play where, like, I'm thankful that I know when I'm not wanted, and I know that I shouldn't be anywhere that I'm not wanted. It seems like a weird, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not a real cool thing to know, or cool ability to have. But I've always been proud of that I can read the room. I can read a conversation. I have a pretty good idea of body language. I didn't learn it from anywhere. I just picked up a few tidbits here and there. But you know, I grew up in the time where, like, you know, if you had something to say, you know, you waited your turn. Like, as a kid, you waited your turn for the adults to acknowledge you. And if it wasn't a place where they wanted you around, you know, go play or do something like that, then you just knew, you know, get the fuck out of here. You know, the adults are doing their own shit. As I got older, that specifically from them, the adults, family members, it got a little scarce. The time, I'm trying to say this. The amount of times where events like that happen started to diminish. And I just picked these cues up from high school, work life, college, just a bunch of shit. You know, everyone picks it up. But it's something I've always valued, because, like, you don't need to say anything. I got what you mean. I got what you meant. I know it's no disrespect, but I'm gonna just take my ass and dip. You know, I'd rather leave, like, and have them wanting more than overdo my stay. I've lost out on a lot of opportunities just to kick it or connect with people, network with people. It wasn't self-destruction in terms of when it came to that stuff. It's just, I felt uncomfortable, and I knew my body was going to be really receptive because of that. And it was gonna give off uncomfortability, and then, you know, they were gonna pick up on it, and I was gonna pick up on them picking up on it. It was just scenarios like that always give me a fucking weird vibe. Like, I don't know if the word's empathic, where I can, like, understand your feelings, or, like, I can, you know, yeah. But yeah. It's something that I picked up. So, like I said, I've acknowledged it recently, and kind of come to terms about identifying what specifically I think might be an issue that I need to clear up with myself, or try to figure out how to get over. So, like I said, like, in terms of going, you know, with this female and shit, trying to see if there's an opening. This ties in. There's a reason why I'm saying this. Hopefully it's not chaotic when you're trying to fucking listen. But I don't know if I'm trying to get myself out right now just because I'm playing a long game, or truly I feel like I should just stop now, because I can sense that it's been too long in terms of trying to pursue this specific female. Because now internally I'm thinking like it's like that point when you get in a relationship with someone, the honeymoon phase is over. Let's say, I don't know, 5 to 7, 8 months, y'all are just together, but you don't realize that's good. Y'all able to be together, be around each other, and now you're getting used to each other every day. The new romance is gone, and it's all about just maintaining. And you might think it's boring, like the relationship's getting boring, or you might think the other person thinks you're starting to be boring, and it's just you get in that dilemma phase. That's kind of where I'm at, just early on though, just still trying to hang in there and see if this is worth pursuing. Yeah, and so me recording, I want to get the shit off my chest and put it towards something good in terms of advancing myself, my successes, like continuing on with this podcast and get my ass in gear and get this phone holder, because I'm shooting on my iPhone. What number is this? iPhone 12. Holy shit. iPhone 12 Pro Max. The main reasons I got it was for the camera, and this was the plan to start shooting myself. I think I'm doing it in 4K right now, 60 frames per second. So it's looking solid. I might, place it differently or do it a different time of day where there's actual natural light, and it's just better overall. But I wanted to get my ass in gear and just do an episode right now. Rather than just going back home, eating dinner, knocking out. The same shit every day. It's taxing, but I'm not just letting my life go to waste right now. I'm playing the long game. Like, I'm putting money into this project. I think I'm up to like close to 4,000. And that's not even talking about marketing, social media, in terms of photography, promotional material, videos, and then fucking talk about like setting everything up, getting royalties, samples cleared, and all that shit. So it's just, it feels like nothing's happening right now, but I gotta stay on focus. I gotta remind myself that even though I feel like I'm going slow, I'm actually making moves, and some of these moves take time to develop. I'm not just talking about it. I'm actually contacting people. I'm following things through. I'm trying to plan it. And it feels like times, like in terms of release, like I got like, it feels like I'm running out of time. Even though all this is self-imposed, like self-imposed, how do you say, not checklist, but self-imposed goals, self-imposed goals, and estimate. God damn it, why do I need to I don't know what it is, but I always need to give 2 to 3 variations of a sentence or of a word. It's like I can't be definitive in terms of talking about exactly how I feel and how I want it to be delivered. I've been thinking about that lately too. I don't know if it's a sense of being unconfident, not being I don't know. I wouldn't say it's not being confident, but it's just, I feel like I could deliver this message better than what I'm currently trying to project it as. If that makes fucking sense. I don't know. I really don't know if I have. I don't know if I'm cool or if I'm not cool. I don't know if the way I'm thinking is normal, what normal people do, or if something's a little bit off in me in terms of like some ADHD or some shit. I don't think I have ADHD, but fuck, dude. My mind gets so fucking. I space out, like, in terms of like something needs to come in my mind for me to, just come up with things. And if I have a bunch of things on my mind, I get stuck until one of those things becomes a solid concept or idea, and I, and I and I start to try to. Son of a bitch, dude. Hoi. Yeah. So something new that happened was finally got my first piece of merch made. My homeboy, when I went to Idaho to visit him and my nieces, we started to talk about merch. The merch ideas I have, he thinks they're pretty solid. He helped me, which I very appreciate. If you guys ever need clothing and apparel designs, go to him. His name is son of a bitch. His Instagram is primaryprint.co. Boring knocking it out, and his second page, by sunset. That one's dope. He makes this like limited edition, limited release, and limited like time frame where he releases these unique designs and shit like that, and people love them, like anime characters, just pop culture shit. And then he just takes them off and shit. He has a cool concept, with his releasing. He designed the image of a Game Boy Advance, with our 97 demo's little spin on it. It came out nice. I didn't post it on my IG, but I posted it on my story. I'm gonna post it later when we start entering the merch phase of this whole release. But man, it felt fucking phenomenal. My first piece of merch ever as an artist and all that. And it was a dope version. My boy Devontae, he came up with the concept for this specific one. And it remodified. It was gonna be something else, but we modified it and simple. It just made it simple. It was a simple stitching on a hoodie. It had fill stitching. So like it went through every single stitch twice, and it made that shit pop. And it's solid. It's durable. I gave it to my fucking godson. my bad. Fucking niggas over here looking at me. I gave it to my godson, Jason. And when I showed him our music coming up, apologize, it's not just my music. It's our music, mine and Joel Franco's. He was really fucking with it. I was nervous. I don't really show my family shit. I show like, actually, I think this project I showed one person, and they weren't really responsive. They heard it, they were quiet, and I don't really show my shit unless you ask for it. And even then, I feel like you might have to ask 2 or 3 times for me to think you're serious and you actually want to listen to it, and you're not just talking shit. Not talking shit, but you're just saying shit just to say it. Like, oh, cool, I'd like to listen to it. But no, like, I want to know you actually want to take the time and listen to it. Because if I'm not gonna invest what I do personally in my concept, my ideas, if you're not gonna even be on board with just listening, and I always cut it down. I make it short because I understand. Like, I don't want to be belligerent and like hitting you with, oh, this is what I'm doing, da 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 da. Because I don't know if it's gonna make you feel like shit. I kind of care about that shit. Like I don't. I'm getting to the point where like I like to shine and I want to shine, in terms of what I want to do. And I'm conscious with whoever I'm sharing that with, or I'm expressing that around, because I like to be cautious with who I do shit with. If I know you kind of got a big jealousy, I won't flaunt it in front of you, because I don't want that to fuck up our relationship. I just want, I'll know where we sit at before I do some certain things. And it's kind of fucked up. Sometimes people in my life might not think I share enough with them, or I'm expressive. I don't really let them in my life. It's just because I've gone to, I've given little examples throughout the years, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and the response I'm getting is like, that's cool. Or like visually they're expressive in their face, but they don't really give an verbal. Like, I take critiques too. I mean, don't be an asshole, but I mean, I take criticism, and I even ask you, like, what do you think? And if you don't hit me back with at least, like, I know my shit's not perfect, but goddamn, like, if you're not even expressive towards, like, show some, let me finish this thought first before I go into it. But it's just, let me see. Oh no, I got that there. But holy shit, this fucking thought. I showed someone something, and they didn't say nothing until the whole song was finished. And even then, nothing. I'm like, cool. I'm not showing you shit. Again, if you want to see what I'm doing in my life or all that, you're going to have to live vicariously through social media, or hear it from someone else. Because I'm not, like, it's a lot when you try to show, especially your family, like cousins or all that, like, yo, this is what I like to do. This is me expressing myself, especially if growing up for most of their life and your life, they've known you for something else. And when it comes to this, I really didn't know if it's like, if she thought, she or he thought it was shit, or if it made them self-reflect on something personal in their mind or some shit. It was just like, I couldn't gauge on what they were feeling. Niggas, don't look at me, bro. God damn it. Yeah. And so that brings me to my other point, where I was about to say, is that I'm trying to, the successful people, we don't have many successful people in our family. And the ones that do are like, I'm not gonna not demoralize, but like, say what they've accomplished isn't shit. But it's just like, for how fucked up the family was, just getting a house and maintaining it, that's successful as fuck. Staying in your kids' lives and growing up, watching them grow up and building them up to be great sons and daughters, that's a big successful thing in our family right now. We don't have no big shot business people yet. We don't have no the ones we did, they're like old generation, like my uncles and aunts, my cousins, like third or fourth, I guess, uncle or some shit. Like, I'm their, technically, I guess some weird shit, I'm their uncle. So like, for me, it's like just a generation previously, before cousins and shit that I fuck with, my age group, because of how late my mom had me. It's just like, for them, it's like a generation or two, it's their grandmothers brothers and sisters and shit. Some had restaurants, and some built cabins and shit. It's just all that shit. But those successful people and cousins we have, they don't really come back. I understand it. They don't come back to those who don't have what they don't have. It could be that they think we're negative, or like I said with my music, they don't really express themselves and like want to be about that life of achieving something. And but the thing is, they don't come back to show the family, show us that it could be possible. It's just like whenever they make it big, they just dip. It's like when an artist, I guess the best example I can give is when the artist comes from a town and his whole rise up is, he's for his city and all that, and then when he makes it, he doesn't come back and show love to the community that brought him up or he was around. Now, I ain't gotta say they're obligated to help every single person or even anyone, but it's just to know that people from your area can be successful and they come back to show you like, hey, it can be done. Here's some shit. Here's some keys, some major keys. Here's some tips that I brought back that I can give to you so you can at least start on your path, whatever it might be. But yeah, we just have some family members where it's like, I haven't seen you in a while because your life's good. We were cool, but it's just like we weren't that cool, I guess. But I'm trying to be supportive. I don't know if my other family members or cousins, all my aunts and uncles are kind of like in their 60s and 50s. So whether or not they're supportive of something, it's kind of, not gonna say irrelevant, but they're in an old age right now. They're just living life right now. They're not involved in like family members' lives, in terms of like, oh, what are they doing nowadays? They're living day to day type of shit. But I'm trying to be supportive. I'm trying to, any sense of a path that my family wants to go down, I'm trying to be supportive. I'm not trying to overwhelm them with like, oh, this is what you can do. If you need something, let me do. I'm slowly trying to let them out because I've always had this mindset. Me and my boy Devontae, we've always had this entrepreneurial mindset since we were like 14, 15, but we didn't really know what it was, or until we got older. And specifically for me, I've had to gone through a lot of mental, emotional shit to get to this point where I'm like trying to spew positivity and like support and show love to family and friends that are like, they want to do something. I'll be there if you need help and all that, but I'm not gonna overwhelm you. Or I fight this constant battle when it comes to that, where it's like the negative part of me is like, you're just trying to attach yourself to something successful, and I'm always battling with that. Like, am I really doing this to show support, or is it I'm trying to connect myself to something successful? And I like to think I'm actually showing love and support. It's just a negative part of me is always like, I don't know, nigga, you might be shady. I think it's just negative thoughts. But, I'm always just trying to be aware of shit. I don't want to get into detail because I don't like bringing other people specifically into shit, but I got a gift, something small but something kind of big in terms of a startup for someone doing their thing. And I waited months before I gave it to them. I wanted to give it to them because I like giving gifts, and like like I said, showing support. But part of me was like, it felt fake. And I was fighting for this dilemma. I was fighting with this dilemma for months. And I kind of let it slip like, hey, I got this gift for you. I seen it and I wanted to get it for you. And I wasn't gonna let them know. I was gonna be like, I'm not gonna give them the gift because I don't want to feel like I'm trying to buy my way into. I never asked for anything, but I think that was the. And like I said, especially we don't have people. I don't have too many people around me that show support for each other. Everyone doesn't. They're not really negative, but they just don't give a shit, low key. And it's like, okay, cool. All right. I mean, I didn't really ask for all that shit, but you're doing that, so that's cool. It's always that kind of mentality or that vibe. So I unconsciously made a comment like, hey, I got something for you. Da-da-da. And I'm happy that they ended up being happy, like, oh, that's so dope. Da-da-da. And then they appreciated it. And so that cleared that shit from my body, my mind. I'm like, cool. Because I was fighting with that dilemma, like, do I keep doing these acts of kindness? Is it fake the more I do shit like this, or is it not? And so I'm always fighting with shit like that. So I try to balance it out and not every time you see me, I'm always getting you something, or I'm always like, I'm just not trying to be too much, you know? Yeah. The reason I was bringing that up was because my godson, the one I gave the sweater to, holy shit, I never even finished that part. But he enjoyed the music hell a lot. He's like 15, and so that made me happy because it connected. He's a young I'm gonna sound weird and dorky as fuck, but he's a hip guy. He's into the culture, just hip hop, or these up and coming artists. He's not some weirdo and lonely like outcast like I might have been, or maybe some of you have been or are. He has a good head on him. Thankfully he grew up to be like that. But he was fucking with the music tough. And he was fucking with the design. And I told him it was just a mock-up, a version 1. But I was real proud of it. I was like, and when I gave it to him, I took a few photos, but like he's like I said, I'm trying to break that mold with this family, or at least do my part for it. But like with my boy, if we modeling something, like we take a bunch of photos. We've been doing that for years, taking photos of each other, for stuff like for the podcast or for social media posts. But he's not really about that, and I'm not really about that with family, because it's like trying to express yourself in front of your family. It's like they make you feel like you're a fucking idiot for doing some shit like that. I felt like a fucking idiot for asking him to take a photo. And I'm sure he felt weird, but he understood. He ended up helping me, and I took some shitty photos, some basic shit. It was just okay. I was like, it's progress. It's progress. But he really enjoyed the stitching, and he put it on immediately when he got it. And so I was trying to act casual, like it was nothing, but I knew he knew, and he knew that I knew that I was sharing something with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my work. It's my first piece of merchandise. I'm giving it to you. And it was just like, he was really happy about it. It kind of was like, oh shit, like, this is real kind of thing. Like, I'm letting it be known that I'm doing something legitimate. which it was a dope feeling. And he hit me up. I bought him a, so that I'm finished with that. But like I bought him a bike like a year and a half ago, like one of these thick ass wheel bikes, like thick ass frame. They're like a popular, like I forget the brand, but they're like, kids are riding these large, thick ass framed and thick ass wheel bikes these days, you know. And he was selling that. And he asked for my permission. I was like, yeah, it's cool. I give it to you. I mean, I do appreciate that, but like, I was like, yeah, it's yours. I was like, what are you selling for? What do you need the money for? And he got interested in cutting hair. I took him to get his first. They're not crazy expensive. It was like $160, $175, but they're clippers. They look like a nice pair, and he's really excited. So I'm excited for him. I didn't want to overwhelm him. Like, oh, what's the plan? All I said was, like, just save up your money from doing this, because a lot of people, he's in high school right now, a lot of people are going to come to him for cuts and shit like that. I think, what's with this fucking bourbon, dog? Fuck. But, yeah, I didn't want to overwhelm him or be like, or get him like, oh, you need to do this. I want him to enjoy it and find out how to do it on his own. All I'm happy is that he found something, because early on, it was like 14 or 13. He didn't really have an idea, and everyone's still a kid. But looking back, man, like if I would just continue my shit, my rapping, instead of it felt the way I was treating it was like a hobby, because I had other shit on my mind, and I didn't think about this far ahead. I thought about it, but I didn't really conceptualize it in my head that this is what it's gonna be. These are the steps and all that. I mean, I still thought, I didn't realize, it takes hella failures. It's not a straight path to success. There's hella failures along the road and some backtracking. Like no one really tells you that. No one in your own personal lives really explain that to you, unless, like I said, you have successful people who come back, or maybe in your immediate family who share those tips of how to be successful, or just how to go through life. I just want him to find love in this naturally. So I don't want to overwhelm him with shit that I know or had to deal with. But I'm keeping an eye on him in terms of like, if he needs help with anything. But yeah, I'm happy for it that he found that. I told him I think he's gonna be good at it. And yeah, man, he's dope. He's hella appreciative and shit like that. Like good manners and shit. He has a good head. I mean, he be acting buck wild sometimes, but he has a good head on him. Shit, it kind of, man, it kind of just had me thinking sometimes, like, man, if I had a son, like, that nigga be trying to test me like a motherfucker, bruh. And it just has me thinking, I think if I had a kid, let me start this shit. For sure. I have the lights on, so I didn't want to drain the battery. Fuck, let me see how long this is. My bad, people who are watching the video. 55 minutes, okay. I said, okay. Shit, I'm always happy that some of the shit that I spoke on was on my list to speak on. But I'm glad that I was able to dip and dive into each topic fluently, at least the best way I can. Um, Let me see. I've had a list of things I wanted to talk about, but I want to talk about them when I actually want to talk about them. I don't want to just run through these topics and have just like, boom, 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 boom. Then I mean, what's the point of you listening, you watching, if I'm not even gonna be fully into this conversation? If I had someone else right now, shit, we'd be knocking this shit out. Yeah, just right now. Said that. Okay, if I said that, I can go into that. Yeah, so okay, this is a little something extra. I was watching I was listening. I gotta watch it again to actually see the visuals because I was driving while I was listening to it. The Patrice O'Neal documentary. One of my favorite comedians. I found him like 3 or 4 years ago. Just man, his insights on like just how to just how to act around people, whether you're fake or not. Just breaking down like human interactions, and like he has highlighted these things with just talking about women and relationships, and since his passing like back in 2014, like he's gained like this cult like status. I appreciate all his talks and videos that people put on YouTube, and just he has a large archival like database of like old radio stations he was doing, and videos, his specials. But yeah, it was just finally a documentary being made. It was alright. They left some things out, some key opponents, but it was kind of like political moves in terms of like, oh, we can't show this, or we don't want to show this because this happened, this person was this, even though there's nothing really wrong with them. But they had the people who released it, the studio that it went to have their own agenda and what they want to reveal about him. It's a whole thing. But it was sad, man. It was he understood that, like, he didn't really, how do you say, he felt like he wasn't gonna be around for a long time, and he was always self-deprecating in terms of finding a way to verbally or fuck up any chance of him gaining success in TV shows, films. Like, he was always connected. Like, he had, from what I listened to, from what I heard, and from what everyone was speaking on, like, he had interactions with like large people, who could have gotten him somewhere, but he didn't feel like being fake or playing the game, which I completely understand. He wanted to be authentically him. I don't like the way I said that. He wanted to be authentic and not fake, and also get to where he wanted to be without kissing ass and not being him and being genuine. But because of that, the Hollywood and all that shit, the businesses and shit like that, him being real and calling people out on their bullshit always fucked him up. It fucked up opportunities for him. It was something he realized, but he couldn't. He was trying to make amends for it and not be that way, but it's something that, it's one of those things where, like, in the long run, what he was doing and his actions actually made him a far greater, it gave him a better and long lasting image of his legacy. but unfortunately, he just didn't live long enough. He had a stroke and died a month or so later. But he was like 40, 45. But from what everyone was saying, like he made a special that did well. He was on a roast of Charlie Sheen, and that got him a lot of praise. And he was slowly, after all these years, about to come into that success and finally get to a position where he always wanted to be. He ended up passing away. He was even about to get married to a female that he's been with for like 10 or so years, and he was always not about that married life really. But it's just all these things were coming at perfect time in his life, but the way shit just happens, he just never got to see it through, and that was just hella sad. It just had me think. They express, the shit him being afraid of him being afraid of success and afraid of failing. Even though he didn't really have too much fear, and he was always loud about his opinions, but it's just some stuff like that. It really got to him, and it made me reflect on myself, and just like I could see some qualities that that he had that I unfortunately have some of those things, but it just made me self reflect. I'm not gonna say I'm like him, but yeah, whenever shit like that you watch it, especially if it's someone you enjoy, shit like that always makes you reflect. And yeah, it was just it was a good documentary. It was sad. Yeah. Not to be a dick, but I feel like my energy's running out, and I feel like I'm getting to the point where my time in terms of speaking is like going down, or like I just want to shut the fuck up because I've been speaking for like an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna do another video, but release it probably like a week later. But I'm gonna do another video and get through some of these topics more in depth. And yeah, hopefully you guys are fucking with this new video shit. I'm gonna be setting that up. Maybe down the line it'd be cool to get an intro. I know down the line I want to get a set built. Have a nice set. But that's when that's when I get my own place in a few months. But yeah, right now the video shit is a new update. So I got the sound, I got the video. Later it's gonna be ads. I mean, it's just it's building its way. I know I should have more episodes out by now, but like I said, I gotta make worthy content for you guys, and I gotta feel like I'm making worthy content. If I do it weekly, I don't know. I was pretty strong on it, but I just stopped having things to say. And then, like I said, like I'm in this period where like I'm just behind the scenes. Nothing's really popping off. Like I'm not how do you say? I'm not in that period where I'm reaping my rewards from my planning and my success. I'm still sowing things. I mean, there's a quote or some shit, but I'm sowing stuff for the future. So I mean, there's not places I'm going. There's not people I'm meeting. I'm talking to my homegirl. She's looking out to see if anyone needs performers. So I'm slowly gonna be getting into that realm. I just gotta practice. I gotta make some show mixes, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Shit, it's 11:47. I think I'm about to head out. I don't want to be lagging on this outro. So shit. Have a good night. Have a good day. Check y'all out next time.